Welcome to day 13 of writing your novel in 30 days. Today, we're going to be discussing the next major situation in our book, our next major plot point called plot point 1. And at this point, it's basically, in a 3-act play, they've got first act, second act, third act, of course. And at the end of the first act, usually what they do is they do what's called the point of no return. And at this point, what happens is that your character, your protagonist, has reached a point where, like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, she's ended up in Oz. She's killed the witch. The Glenda's given her the ruby slippers, and she starts off to find the wizard so that she can find her way home. The little people have told her, hey, go down this road, this yellow brick road, and you'll find the wizard at the very end in Oz. So she's on her way. She goes on her way, and that's the plot point 1. There's no turning back. She's not going to see those little people again, and she moves on. So when crafting your own plot point 1, how do we go about doing that? We need to ask ourselves some questions. One of those questions is, what choice or challenge compels a protagonist to step forward? How does the antagonist's presence or influence become undeniable? What is lost or left behind when the protagonist crosses this threshold? Okay. This last scene of your novel should end with a sense of urgency and inevitability. The protagonist must make a decision, whether willingly or reluctantly, to pursue a course that will define their journey through the second third of the book. Kind of like when during the second third of the book, along the way, she meets these other people that are having some issues the same way she did. She meets the Tin Man, the Lion, and the Scarecrow, and each one of them has their own reasons for going to see the wizard. So, that's basically what the second act will be about. By setting this first scene, this scene for plot point 1, and you set it with clarity and momentum, you ensure that the transition to this heart of the story is both seamless and compelling, providing some strong foundation for rising action and emotional stakes that lie ahead. It's the main point, actually, that helps keep you from having a slump in the middle. If you can define what happens this point, what happens after this, you'll excuse me, have a better understanding of how to keep this moving along throughout the middle of the book. We'll be discussing more plot points over the next few days. There'll be midpoint and plot point 2. And so I hope to see you there. Until next time, bye.